I'm going to show you guys how to disassemble a Toshiba Satellite C55D. So pretty much this model, the battery won't just come out. There's no pop-in pins. And this is for a client of mine. So let's get into it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my automated screw. I'm going to lower the torque. And it's a good idea to plug it in first. Alright, let's go. You're going to remove all the screws on the bottom. You can use a normal screwdriver. I just do this one because I'm tired of just using a small screwdriver. And just for the record, these ones they don't hurt anything on any screws, so you won't be damaging anything. These two screws are for the batteries, in case you only want to remove the battery, which goes right there. You want to remove the screws for the hinges. Alright, now that we got all the screws out, we're gonna start. I use a pick for a guitar pick to push out the DVD drive. Put that to one side. Now we can use a normal pick or we can use a plastic pick. Depends which one you want. A plastic pick or normal one. Let's use the plastic. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna lift it slowly to one end, and then we're gonna go slowly all around. Just you're gonna hear all the popping up. It's not breaking, just unclapping the corners. That's it. Okay, I forgot one screw right there. There we go. Now get it there. And if I wiggle it around, it will come out. There we go. Now we got the back cover out. We're gonna start removing the ribbon cables. That's for the mouse pad. Again, there's only one screw holding it back. Remove that one screw. Pull up. You might want to remove the Kapton tape that they put here. And lift the pin, the jack, and that's it, it will come out. And that's just a mouse pad sensor. And there's a hard drive. You gotta remove the screws at the back. And you just slide it out, and there you got the hard drive. You can replace the hard drive if you have a faulty hard drive. Now, what we want to do, we want to pull these two plastic heads so we can remove the ribbon band this way. And this one goes to the USB and the Ethernet cable over the other side. And under this one, we have the Wi-Fi cable. So in order to remove the Wi-Fi, use a one, you need a small screwdriver. There's only one screw here. Remove that tiny screw, and you just pull it out slowly. And that's it. If you want to remove it, right there. That's the Wi-Fi. You remove this tape, and you get the power jack cable. If you want to replace your power jack, there's a power jack. And then we got the audio pin. Just gotta slip it out slowly. There you go. That's an audio pin. Now, before we remove the motherboard, we gotta remove the lights. It shows that you have batteries or power on light LEDs. Remove that one. This one just comes out manually. There's only 2-3 LEDs on it. Now you want to remove the. Now we're gonna remove the LCD cable flex. There you go. And this is the power cable ribbon. So we lift the power cable ribbon. Now we're gonna remove the fan. One screw on the fan. And you pull the fan slowly out. And you unplug it. There you go. Now we got the fan out. The heatsink, if you wanna take it out, you can take it out to replace the thermal paste. You just remove 3 screws. 1, 2, obviously a third one, and then you can remove. You can clean it up, and you can pull in the new thermal paste. Now, the last thing is the whole motherboard. The only thing that holds the motherboard in is the keyboard ribbon. You gotta remove first. There you go. There's one screw right. There's a screw right there. 1, 2. There's usually about 3 or 4. 3. In this case, there's only 3. And you slowly pick it up. And there you go. You have your memory base. You have only one memory here, 4 gigs. And there you go, guys. That's the motherboard. You can put the motherboard to one side. Now, if you want to remove the power cable, you gotta open the hinge, and then there you have the power cable and power button right there, on-off switch. And in this end, there's a screw that holding the, what do you call this, the hinge. You gotta unscrew that. Once you do that, you're gonna there's one more screw right in the middle holding this metal bracket. So you remove this metal bracket gently. You just lift it slowly. It's gonna lift up with the hinge. There you go. Now there's only one screw down there. There you go. Now there you got the audio jack, USB, and Ethernet cable, which was running over this flex cable. Now if you want to replace your power jack, you just pop it out. Just follow the cable. There you go. And there's your power jack. Obviously, now you can actually remove the bottom. There you got the LCD panel. You can put it to one side. And then you got the bottom panel. You got the speakers, which you can remove, and the keyboard. To remove the keyboard, you gotta remove the keyboard from this end. In order to remove it, you gotta remove the 4 or 5 clips that they are holding it back. And it's from the bottom end. There's one right there. You lift it, you put it there one there. And there you go. Once you get one, then you put your hand underneath. 2, 3, 4, and there is 4. And that's it. Kinda, so you can just remove it. You have to be careful with the ribbon cable. You have to pass it through the hole, and that's it. And there's your keyboard. You buy a new keyboard, you can just pop it in back there. And there's nothing else left. The speakers, if you want to remove them, just pop the speakers out, change the speakers back in, and that's it, pretty much. And now we're gonna put it back in. Oh, I forgot. If you want to remove the LCD panel too, we can do that too. On this model, there's no screws holding it, so it just pretty much just clip. You just lift it slowly with your hand and just jiggle it around, and it'll just come out. There you go. 2, 3. I like to use my clippers. It's kind of sometimes not easy. There you go. Don't be scared, you're not gonna break anything. Actually, this screen is kind of broken, so I don't want to put any pressure on it. So. There you go. Now we do the bottom part. Just lift it up gently. It's just like cracking bones, and that's it. There you go. You remove the front cover. Now if you want to change the hinges, you just remove the 3 screws and 3 screws from there. If you want to remove the LCD, remove the 2 screws and the LCD will just come out. Right, I'm not just going to open the whole LCD. Just going to put it back in. Don't make my life too hard. And you just pop it back in slowly, gently. Make sure you have a flat place to put it in. Otherwise, you're gonna bend the screen and break it. There you go. And make sure everything is popped in nicely. Done. Alright, first we're gonna put the keyboard back in. Put the keyboard back in and just push in there. There we go. Now I got it. Alright. The way cable is the way it goes in. So you can't put the bottom first, you have to put the top part in. So you got this kind of bumps in here, so they have to go in first. The top part. And then on the bottom you just push it in. You hear the clicking sound. Those are the clips. That's just the lock mechanisms. And that's it. And there are one in on each side, I think. Actually, there is one. So you just have to push it in, and that's it. That's it. Right, now we got the keyboard back in. Okay, I'm gonna put it this way. We are gonna put in the motherboard. So actually it was this way. Place the motherboard in its place. Put the screws back in. One, 2, 3. Okay, now in order to pull the ribbon cable in, you have to actually pull the clips outward, and then evenly you're gonna put the ribbon cable back in, and that's it. You're gonna put the audio cable. You might want to actually put the screen on the bottom. Put the whole thing in place. Close it. Run the cables through the plastic. It's actually pad. They came out. And then, how about we place in the, before we actually put the heatsink in, I'm just gonna place in a thermal paste that I have, a little bit on top, just a little bit. You don't necessarily need to clean the thermal paste I know people say that you don't need air bubbles. That's bullshit. But once it starts heating up, there will be no more air. It just pushes everything out. So I'll place the 3 screws. Alright. Now we're gonna put the fan back in. Slide the head in first, because there's this kind of corner that has to go underneath. Just pop in and plug in the fan pin and the LCD ribbon. Once you got that, you gotta put the, what do you call that? The screw for the fan. And let's just hold it for 1 second. Make sure that I got everything okay. That's alright. Just push it in. And let's make it a little looser. Okay. But once you put the top cover, you're just gonna hold the whole thing in place. Oh, and not the least, you gotta place in the on-off switch. Just actually slide in the one side in. Actually, I gotta remove the. You remove it, put it to one side so it can actually work nicely. There we go. Now that we got that in, nice. So you close the hinge, and then you plug in, put in the fan, and then you screw the fan back into place. Oh, oops, wrong screw. There you go. Now you're gonna plug in the I might want to run it underneath. There you go. There we go. Now we got the power cable. Now we go to the other end. We're gonna put in first the jack. On the cable to the pad and all the way to the motherboard. There you go. And the last one, it's not the last one. I'm gonna plug this one in. And there's one screw that has to hold this one down. And we're gonna plug this one in. And the Wi-Fi. hold it. I'm gonna place. There you go. Oh, and you need the Wi-Fi cable. If you don't know which one is which one, they painted here black and white, so you can actually confuse. It's kind of pain in the ass putting this back in. And they're tiny. There you go. Now you pop it in. Put the cable to the back. And that's it. You gotta put the flat screw on. There you go. And the ribbon cable. Pull it out a little bit. And push it back in. You gotta put the screw. One more for the hinges. Now you're gonna place the LED lights. Just the way it came out, that's the way it goes in. Place it under the plastic. There you go. Just be gentle with them. And now you're gonna place in the right and left button for the mouse pad and the logic board, the SD card reader in a place. There we go. Once we got that in, you gotta screw that in. There you go. You're gonna put the sensor cable. Actually, I didn't push it all the way in. There you go. And then you're gonna put the main ribbon cable that goes to the motherboard. Right. Anything else? Yep, the hard drive. And the hard drive goes back. Don't worry about the coloring of the screws or anything like that, as long as you have the right screw in the right place. So just make sure that the depth of the screws are the same. And that's we double check everything before we put the back in. We got the hard drive, the bottom bay, the motherboard, the power supply connected, fan connected, on-off switch connected, audio power supply, power jack, ribbon cable, mouse, keyboard, everything is connected. So now we're done. We're gonna plug in. Now you can put the back in slowly. Just press the corners. I'm not pressing with the monitor. I'm just putting my hand down here, going on it. There we go. Just make sure. Alright, now we're gonna screw the whole thing back. One, you're not gonna screw the battery because you have to actually put it back in. And you're gonna put the C0, U0. All the screws are the same height, so we can't actually mix up shit. We got it back in, and that's it. We're gonna turn it on, and there we go. Okay, we got the battery is low, set time and date. You gotta set the time and date. If you don't want to, it's okay. F10 exit. And there you go to the Windows. In a minute now. The Spanish version. So there you go, guys. That's how you assemble and disassemble.